Good afternoon and welcome to the end of week market review for Friday, November 16th, 2012. Before we get started, we are going to ask that you pause this video while you give the disclaimer a quick read. Once you're done, you can go ahead and press play. So you're going to see that we're going to be covering a few things today. We're going to be going everywhere from the news over to some technical analysis charts on both our daily and weekly charts. We'll also take a look at our volatility indicator. We can see that the markets did end up just slightly high today after a week of declines. This is with the optimism that's come around from that fiscal cliff. We can see that oil has risen as traders are eyeing the conflict which is going on in the Middle East. All in all, the day produced a 0.37% increase for the Dow Jones and a 0.48% increase for the S&P 500. Oil is currently up 1.23%, putting it to $86.50 per barrel, with gold down 0.05%, putting it to $17.1720 per ounce. If we look at these numbers, we can see that the S&P 500 has gone down nearly 5% since November 7th. So although we've had some slight gains today, we definitely can't erase the fact that we've had some substantial declines over the last week. It's also important to note that this is exactly why we haven't seen any picks on our watch lists. We know that we need to make sure that we're trading when the markets are primed and ready to be traded. Right now, experience has shown that sitting on the sidelines is just as important as trading when the markets are ready. If we can see a reversal and we can see that the markets are starting to recover, we'll definitely be taking advantage of trading those opportunities. Otherwise, we may end up continuing to sit on the sidelines just a little bit longer. Aside from the fiscal cliff that we were concerned about, we were also seeing that on November 15th, the jobless reports did end up producing higher than they did by the market expectations. As a result, we were able to fuel that concern in the marketplace and see some negative trading. While looking at the S&P 500, we can see that we're currently up against overhead resistance at 1360. This is with a MACD which is now just rising bearish, with the black line down below the blue line. Looking at the weekly chart, you can see that we've definitely had a rough October and November, but we are still above 1300, which means, as by the weekly chart, we can see that the markets are still in an uptrend, and it is very possible that although things have looked really bad for the last few weeks, they could end up recovering and extending their gains. The TSX is currently looking for some overhead resistance at 11,880. This is with a MACD which is still declining bearish and with the black line down below the blue line. While looking at the TSX's weekly charts, we can see that they are still continuing their decline. We really haven't had a whole lot of overall optimism in the TSX. So it's no surprise to see that the TSX is going through what it's currently experiencing. And finally, looking at the volatility indicator, it was nice to see that it's dipped back down below 18, with it currently at 16.41. The volatility is still a little bit high, but we know that it's a lot lower than it was even just a week ago. Now we need to sit on the sidelines and see what ends up happening Monday. Hopefully, we'll end up with a better week than we had this week. We'd like to remind you that we've got quite a few things happening over the next couple of weeks and months. If you guys poke your head into the community news, you'll see all of the various events that we have, as well as some new articles that are being posted weekly. One of the events that we're going to be going to is in Regina, November 19th to 24th. So if you guys happen to be in the area, we'd love to see you guys there. So with that said, this has been the end of week market review. If you have any further questions, you can let us know by emailing training@idealtradinglifestyle.com. or you can call us toll free at 1-888-942-0266. Just make sure that you're dialing extension number 5. So with that said, have yourself a great rest of your week. Ciao for now.